another episode of the Managersim series here in 2021, the Golden Oldies, and this is going to be a much shorter episode 3 for a good reason. Don't worry, they are still sticking around. We're still going to do this for the time being. But first of all, I want to show you a big thanks to those who have already seen the first two episodes. As you can see here, episode 1, which was this episode here. Actually, this screen is too big. Let's go a bit smaller. Part 1, currently 32 people have watched it. Many thanks for that. And we've had 5 likes. Now, I must stress for my YouTube channel, likes are very important because it means more people can access the channel and see my videos. Generally, my videos don't get too many views, I'm afraid. But the Managersim series always comes back and always helps me out very much. So those 32 views I've had in part 1 is amazing. It would be very nice if I could ideally get over 20 views per part. We'll see how we're getting on. Part 2 is lagging a bit, 15 views, 2 likes. But again, everyone has their own lives at the moment doing various things and they're very busy. But a big thank you for those people who have watched the series so far. It's nice to come back to an old friend, an old series, because we did originally the Managersim Beginner series way back a couple of years ago now. So it's always good to go back to this game, which has always been one of my all-time favorite games. So yes, so many thanks, and again, please view, and if you like the video, please send a like. If you want to make a comment, please make a comment, because I do reply to them. Can even reply to them live while I'm actually recording the series. So as I said before, the Golden Oldies Part 3, this part is going to be a little bit shorter than the other parts for a valid reason, and I'll explain the reason in a minute. But currently we're in Greece with Levadoukis. I probably pronounced that totally wrong. If someone can tell me how you pronounce that, then please let me know. And we did buy a lot of players since the last part. We bought in total of about 11 players, 11, 12 players and 1 player on loan from Germany. All these players were adopting my new strategy here of just golden oldies and then investing in my youth. So in some ways, this series is going to be kind of like retitled The Golden Oldies and Future Prospects, or The Golden Oldies and Exciting Youth. It's probably a better one. So these are the players we bought. We're not going to go into this in too much detail because this is the big announcement, is that we are leaving Greece. The reason why we're leaving Greece is I need to go to a bigger nation with multiple leagues to give the players more games and more chances for the youths to progress. Now, did you know that if you play your youth players more in first team games, they will not have to wait until they reach 18 years old to get a contract? I didn't know that until today. So for instance, if my top youth player Angelis, this player here, if I played him in the first team often, and I mean full first team games, he would ask for a contract before he was 18 years old. So for those people out there, if you've got super duper youth players, 16, 17-year-olds, and you want them to get contracts soon, get them playing full games, or at least making them appear in 20, 30 minutes of a game, because they will then ask for contracts and much sooner. Now, if I just left Angelis in the youth team, not playing any first team games, then he would wait until he was 18 before he asked for a contract. Again, in the game, when the player reaches 18, they will ask for a contract. So in other ways, if you want to get rid of a really crap youth player, like this guy here, no offense to him, then you should play him in first team games. Of course, it would backfire on this guy straight away because he would let in a lot of goals because he's a goalie and his skill's only 39. But that's how you could get rid of a player much younger. It's play more first team games. So send them off on loan, even though it seems that many of the youth sides, many of the AI sides don't actually take that many youth players on loan at the moment because they've got their own way of doing things. But anyway, this is what the current side looks like, but I'm not going to invest too much in this side now, because again, we are leaving. We did play a couple of friendly games. I didn't accept many friendly games because the main reason is that I was always thinking in the back of the mind that I might be moving to another country, and I didn't want to accept friendlies that I would not play. So, in fact, this last friendly against Liverpool will be my last game as the manager, because after that I'll be moving to another country. Now, I'm not going to reveal what that country is. It is one of the big five, so it could either be Germany, Spain, England, Italy, Germany, Spain, England, Italy, and England, France. That's it, sorry. So Germany, Spain, England, Italy, or France. It's one of those five we're going to. We're going to a place where there's multiple leagues, because what we're going to do, we're still going to do the golden oldies, but we are going to invest a lot more in the youth prospects, and then eventually try to cause a little, it will be a little dent, not a massive dent, a little dent into a very big established side in that country, and see if we can, change things a bit, because they've been dominated for so long in that country. Of course, it might never happen. We might fail miserably with our plan, but at least we're going to try. So again, when I join this country, managers out there, if you're watching, you're welcome to join me in this league. But it's not going to be a competitive league like it was when we did the old Elfsborg series. This is going to be a very much experimental um, time in this league. So if you do join me in this league, then you have to meet kind of the same rules I'm using. So my rules is that I can only buy the golden oldies, the 30 plus players, and invest heavily in youth, and that's it. I might keep one or two established names in the side to keep the side not struggling big time. If during the season we are struggling with this rule, then we could adapt it slightly by bringing two or three established loan players, or one or two players just coming in, buying just to be bought in, just to establish the side so it doesn't finish bottom of the leagues all the time. Because if your side finishes in a relegation zone, then you get players leaving you on free relegation clauses, you get skills going down instead of going up. So it's completely opposite to what our plan is going to be. So we won't know if that's going to happen until at least halfway through the season, if the plan is working, if the plan is not working. If the plan isn't working and we are struggling big time, then we can open the rules slightly, relax the rules slightly, and invest in, say, one or two established players, bring some loanies in just to stabilize the side a bit if we can. But we'll see if that happens. But anyway, this is going to we're going to go to a bigger league. We're going to cause, it's going to be a minor dent. We're not going to go in there and easily beat them within 5-10 seasons. It might never happen. We might fail miserably, but it's going to be an exciting challenge by bringing in these established golden oldies, which means players over 30 years old, and investing heavily in the youth. Now that might work, that might not. The youth policy is always very random, but the general rule is, if you have a side, if you're the manager of the side and the club capital is very low, and you invest heavily in the youth, the academy rating you see right here will get higher. So, for instance, here in Greece, I've got 174 million, which is way too much for this side. To get an established youth side done here in Greece, and to get this ranking up, I would have to get rid of at least 140 million of that. And in the game at the moment, there's no way of doing that unless you buy one or two really, really good players who would not come to the bottom league of Greece. So the only other way would be to the stadium and invest in the stadium. But because the side is so crap here in Greece, the board rightly said, nah, what's the point of building a stadium when no one's actually come to watch you? That's why it's doing that at the moment. So we're going to move to one of the top 5 countries. We're going to keep the 30 plus age rule and exciting youngsters, but we will relax that rule slightly, and I must stress slightly, by bringing some established loanees in, and maybe one or two regulars if we're starting to struggle a bit. We might bring in one or two loanees if they're 17, 18, 19 years old anyway, because that does fit the youngsters rule and could help us a little bit as well. But we'll see. It depends on who's out there. Again, any managers who want to join me in this new challenge, you're welcome to join me, but you have to stick to strict rules. Maybe the same rules as me, that you can only buy golden oldies, you can only invest in youth players. Do not come into the league thinking it's going to be a challenge competitive league like it was in my Elfsborg save. It's not going to be like that. If you beat my side 5-0 all the time, I'm not going to be upset because I'm doing an experimental side here. So if you're up for the challenge of coming and joining me in this league, becoming a manager of this side, it's got to be a level 1 or level 2 side by the way. And having a new challenge, a new experiment. And then if you're joining me, let me know what your experiment is, and you can be, I can tell you what you're doing live on this episode. So let me know. But anyway, that is the end of this episode. I told you it's going to be a very short episode. The next episode, hopefully, it's going to be sometime after the next tick, or the tick after that, which is going to be another 2 or 3 hours. And I'll show you where we have moved to. The side has been chosen already. Um, so anyone who is so keen that wants to know where I'm going before I say where I'm going, then you just need to look at the big 5 countries and see if anyone's applied for a job. But I would wait. I would wait, and then because it'll spoil the surprise if you know where I'm going already. I would wait and just see where I end up. But anyway, thanks for tuning to this quick episode, and thanks again for all the views. And please like the videos if you do like them, of course. And please send me comments as well. It's all greatly appreciated. And I'll come back with the new reveal in the next episode. So goodbye, everyone, and thank you, and chat to you soon.